from hell.
미처 몰랐던 조수경 씨의 모습을 함께 읽어볼 수가 있었습니다. 여러분들이 다 지어주셨어요.
I can remember there were X-rated movie theaters everywhere. And did you notice how one by one they have been closing their doors? I got from William Seltzer, who dropped this off. This is a clipping from the Orange County Register. Normally folks send me stuff by fax or by email or through the mail, but this guy, Bill, dropped this off. Remember, but they used to have Pussycat theaters here in Orange County. They closed down. The last X-rated movie theater to go is the one in Buena Park, the Studio Theater, the one right there near Knott's. It's been a blight on the community for years. Folks, come to our community, go to Knott's Berry Farm, stay at those hotels, walk up and down Beach Boulevard, and they got to walk past an X-rated movie theater. Well, friends, they're finally pulling the plug. They showed X-rated movies for 19 years in that place, and it has become, frankly, a magnet for weirdos. Police record shows since October of '94, police have made 46 arrests inside the theater for lewd behavior. And a lot of times, it was the patrons of the theater themselves who complained to the police. Some of the weirdos who went in to see these movies, they couldn't believe the conduct that some of their fellow patrons were going through, so they called the cops on them. 46 arrests in a little less than 3 years. And finally, in an attempt to settle a lawsuit with the city filed a public nuisance complaint against this theater. And the folks who own the Studio Theater said, okay, if it will settle the suit, we'll agree to stop showing dirty movies if you won't bring charges against us. And now it looks like that's going to happen. Now that's what you read in the newspaper. But let me tell you the spiritual side of this story, friends. The one that the Orange County Register didn't report. Right next to this dirty movie house, an interdenominational group of Christians opened up what they call the Praisuary. You know, like a mortuary, this is a praisuary. This is where Christians go to praise the Lord. And they started getting together in this praisuary to do spiritual warfare to close this theater down. Bill tells me the folks went in there praying, believing prayers. They believed that God was going to cause something to happen to get this dirt out of there. They prayed for the deliverance of the people that went into this place as patrons. They prayed for the owner that a spirit of conviction would fall on him, and it has. And Brother Bill says he prayed over that theater for 12 years. He said sometimes he would drive by 2 times a week and pray, Lord, why don't you close this down? And one day the Lord told him, and he said he heard an audible voice, you do it. So a whole bunch of Christians got together, they opened up the praisuary, they began praising the Lord with their music, and now lo and behold, the movie theater is turning off the dirty movies. Don't tell me there isn't power in the Lord really does inhabit the praises of his people. And you know how Jesus said this requireth much prayer? These guys prayed. Hey, you would think somebody would lose patience at the end of 12 months, wouldn't you? Let alone 12 years? At the end of 5 or 6 years, you figure you must be asleep at the switch up there, or just not interested in this. But this was persistent, powerful, believing prayer, friends. Prayer really does change things. So you got something happening in your life. I hope you'll take this as a word of encouragement. Just keep praying it through. Just keep believing that God is bigger than the circumstances. That God really can change things.
At 20 no report. 4520.